Alrighty, folks. Um, so I sincerely apologize for uh, the tardiness. You know, we are humans, and for whatever reason, this evening the link was not working for Penny on her side. So uh, we went back and forth. I'm not the best technologically. And in the past, when I've done this, I have just sent a link to StreamYard, which is the application that I use, and folks just enter. I just got off the phone with her and I am just not quite sure how to proceed, particularly with getting her on. And so I've thought about I guess I would love some feedback from folks that are on here. I could just end this live and seek to reschedule with Penny, or if there is a topic in particular that you would like me to channel on for Spirit, or a potential question that you have, I would love to deliver that for you. And I apologize. And thank you for your grace and phone. Tell me more, Molly. Oh, beautiful. Okay, just give me a moment. All right, sorry about that. I just tried to connect with her that way. She said she'd prefer to do it not just through voice. So, but that's a really great suggestion, Molly, and I definitely did not even think of that. So, um, let's see. Well, if anybody has um, anything that they would like for me to channel on in particular, I need to take a breath. I can tell. I'm noticing in my central nervous system a little bit of anxiety building, which is something that I know is a programmed or conditioned response to something that happened in the past that I am, allowing in this moment to manifest as well. Everything is okay. We are safe, and sometimes. Things just don't go as we necessarily planned them. Um, something that is coming through, at least from Spirit, or at least how they're redirecting me, is, and this is definitely something that I would love to talk with Penny about, is, oh, hi, Miss Janice. Penny, we're gonna have to reschedule with Penny. We're just having some technical difficulties. So, but what I will say is, I definitely have the ability as well to communicate with animals or different creatures or entities. And something that I noticed for myself, at least, was really, um, as a very young child, having, I would say, finding more safety, more emotional depth, and connection with animals than I did a lot of the times with people. I would find myself, I grew up in a small country town. I think the population was about 5,000 when I was growing up in Eastern Washington State. And a lot of individuals have farm dogs. And a lot of those farm dogs are raised to be guardians, protectors, or they, border collies or red heelers or even Australian shepherds. And some of those dogs, somewhat almost have more personalities like cats than they do necessarily like a traditional dog. And so they really start to align and connect with one person. And that's their leader. That's who they align with. That's who they, trust and are loyal to. And I remember many times as a child going to these different farms with my family. We bred sheep and we sold sheep. And at one point in time, we had over 200 head of sheep. And I would go to these different farms when we would pick up these purebreds. We were essentially curating what the breed was going to look like for our farm. And the dogs always miraculously came up to me. I would, even with like barn cats that were wild or feral, they always, for whatever reason, found themselves, attempting to connect with me. And I see it even still today when I'm out and about, maybe just even on a walk with my dog. I'm able to, how I identify with it is it's almost as if it's like claircognizance. Oh, oh, in Eastern Washington, I'm from Moses Lake, Molly. Moses Lake, Washington is where I was born and raised. My parents graduated from high school there, and my eldest sister still lives there. But after I graduated from college, I could not wait to get the fuck out of there. It's a lot of people still enjoy it and go there for vacation. There's still trauma that I'm working through in order to allow myself to go there. But something that in chatting with Penny, and I know that we are going to be able to reconnect and we're going to be able to go live together, is how she described it is because I know that she does a lot of work with horses and also with dogs. And what's interesting is for her, the way in which the soul communicates, she said, identified as very different. Oh, Tenasket. Wow. So it's interesting. My parents used to own property, Molly, up in Concanoli. So I know exactly where Tenasket is. Yes. How funny. Yeah, there's something about, not always, but about where we're from that we don't necessarily want to go back to. But right, small world. Something else too that I've noticed for myself with reference to the creature component is a lot of times when I'm channeling for folks, their spirit team will manifest by using my claircognizant gift. And it is quite literally amazing all the shapes and sizes that our spirit team comes in. And not every single one of our spirit team has even, physically incarnated as a human. The other thing that a lot of times that I forget, but I'm reminded, particularly because of my dreams, is that our spirit team can be transient as well. And for example, the other evening, And I just want to say thank you guys so much for joining me and just, being patient and really flexible because obviously Penny isn't here and, that tonight just went a little bit different. But the other evening I was driving home from work and I'm always talking to my spirit team. I mean, just always communicating with them. And I was going over this overpass, getting ready to get on I-5. And all of a sudden, I could see there were 3 of them as opposed to 2 of them. I have 2 primary guides. And one of mine is a ancestor of a deceased ancestor. Her name's Anna. Which ironically enough, there has been a hummingbird that's called Anna's hummingbird that started showing up this past year. And if you don't know what an Anna's hummingbird looks like, they're absolutely majestic. And the other one is an individual who looks almost like a monk with the garb and a little bit of a beer belly is how I would describe it. But the other evening I'm driving home and all of a sudden there's a third entity, but it's quite literally just like an orb of light. And one thing that normally doesn't come through in readings, I'll be able to get the essence, their purpose, what they're there for, what they look like. But a lot of times I don't get names, which names is, interestingly enough, is such a human thing. 100%. There are no coincidences. I so believe that. And the other evening I'm driving. So the third presence is just like a ball of energy, of light. And all of a sudden I hear, my name is Bubbles. And I'm like, Bubbles? Bubbles? Really? It's Bubbles? And which is really interesting because, again, I don't traditionally get names. And outside of that, the night went on as normal. The next day, though, I'm in the mornings, I like to do a meditation or connect with my spirit team. Sometimes I do it in a sauna at the gym that I go to, and it essentially grounds me for the day. I find if I don't do that, I just don't feel as rooted in this human experience. I might start gravitating towards behaviors like smoking cannabis, which weed is not a bad thing, but for me, I use it to essentially check out. I might start going for really quick foods like takeaways, and so I was communicating with this entity, with this guide, and I was like, what are you doing here? Why are you here? How long are you going to be with me? And I say he, that, he says to me, I'm here to help you write your book. So that's really fucking cool. And I'm still sometimes, I've learned to surrender more, but there are still some times where I'm like, did that happen that way? It's just like too much of a miraculous miracle. And no joke, I'm driving and the car that's in front of me has a vanity plate that says Bubbles the very next day. So just the irony that I had to leave my house at a specific time. I had to take that specific route to where I was going because there's, more than one way, to skin a cat, for lack of better words. And I ironically am parked or synchronistically am parked right behind this car whose vanity plate says Bubbles. So let's see here. What other information? They Spirit's wanting you to know that everybody has the ability to do this, quite literally. What they're saying a lot of the times is you are getting communicated by your spirit team, but we have a tendency to dismiss the experience that we're actually having. We plant doubt in the experience that we're having. And then the other thing that I had to learn is that not everybody gets to know about the experiences that you're having. And sometimes they're just for you. And the more that you do share, for starters, nobody is going to have the response that you're going to be seeking based off of the initial experience you had. It is so magical to you, but that's why it's magical, because it was for you. It wasn't for anybody else. And as much as somebody can be like, right on, good for you, it essentially dilutes the experience. So albeit I share a lot of stuff with you, there are a lot of things I don't share with you because it's just for me. So everybody has the ability to connect. How and the ways in which you are going to find that are easiest to connect is when you feel most, there's a couple things they're saying. It's when you feel most grounded and when you have an open heart. Too often we identify with thoughts, which essentially is not living in reality, because when you're thinking, you're not present in your body. I mean, how many people, I work at a casino in the evenings, obviously not this evening, but I work at a casino in the evenings, and I will walk by folks gambling. And this is an observation. It's not to be taken as a judgment, but they're just hitting these machines, and it's like nobody's home. Nobody's home. And they might even be making their grocery list in their mind. So what I'm getting to is when you are thinking, you're identifying with the ego and you're not present in the moment. And so grounding yourself and having an open heart and not having a judgment around how the interaction or the experience is going to go will allow you as well to connect with entities or creatures or animals. And then whatever comes through, just trust it. Let's see here. What else? This is coming through. This is not going to be related to any, channeling of creatures or animals, but for some reason, this message needs to come through right now. Is Spirit wants you to know that you are loved, and whether you believe in God or not, God loves you unconditionally and so ferociously. It sounds like, you know what this is turning into is that somebody who is listening to this or will listen to this, there's a message that's coming through for you in particular. And they're specifically what's coming through is they're wanting to, how do I want to say this? They're wanting to acknowledge that there's trepidation or fear about taking a next step, specifically around being seen. And so they want you to know that this is your dream. It is nobody else's dream, and that nobody cares what your dream is, in the sense of judgment, in the sense of it's like I spent so many years not going in the summer in a bathing suit. Nobody is looking at you in your bathing suit, and they want you to know that. They want you also to surrender any fear or worry or trepidation to the angels, to your spirit team. Specifically right now, the energy that I get coming through as well is Archangel Michael and Archangel Gabriel. Both of those beings are coming through, and you may go to say to yourself, I don't even know how to do it. There's no wrong way to do it. Just try. And that will alleviate that worry. Right now in this moment, whoever this is for, they are lifting you up. They are elevating your energy, and they are cleansing it and removing low vibrational energy from you. I also get for this person that stones are coming through. Stones, in the sense that tell me more. Again, this has turned into a reading for someone. I don't know who, but stones are coming through. What about stones, Spirit? You connect with stones. Which is ironic because Penny is a gem path. So you connect and work through stones. What else? You are an angel. I also get angel wings coming through. You may even in this very moment be feeling some tingling. That's how they're describing it, on your back, between your shoulder blades, and also some warmth in the shoulders. What else, Spirit? They're also putting like a halo around this person right now. I see a halo around this person. What they would like from you is they want you to be seen more. There is, how they're describing it is like, there's been this knowing that I need to step into this next thing. And you may not know exactly what the next thing is, but there's like, it's almost like a baby bird in a nest. It's like you're a fledgling and it's time to leave. Um, and you even get some excited ideas around what would be next and where you would be going. But then there's this fear associated to how they're describing it as failure, but also a lack of wanting to be seen. Well, where's the lack of wanting to be seen? Because in the past, being seen was too vulnerable. It was too vulnerable for you to be seen in the past. So let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see here. I'm going to do what's coming through is like a healing, and they want you to know that you are not your past. You are this present moment. The past does not define you. You are this present moment. You are greater than any of the fears that you could ever dream of. You are more powerful. You are more expansive. You are more creative. You are more loving. You are more love than any of the fear or doubt or worry that you could ever dream of. And that is simply what they are. They are stories. They are not true. And the more that you can start to identify the way in which your ego has created these stories, the more that you can start to, they're saying laugh. That's literally the words that they're using. You could start to see the silliness of the stories, and you can surrender the worry and step into your true essence. They're saying it is time for you to fly. It is time for you to leave the coop. It is time for you to let your wings spread. It is time for you to elevate, expand, and raise the vibration and consciousness and awareness of Earth. And it's greater than Earth. Your energy connects to the universe. It is not just this rock that we are on. It expands throughout the universe. So you have, not only do you not have any idea how your actions connect, but you have no idea what externally from your energy is imbibing with your energy to help you manifest and, manipulate and create with energy. And so it's like you're an infinite well of energy, knowledge, and capability. They are highlighting that your heart, you have been spending years working on opening your heart, and it's almost here. It's almost here. It's almost here. It's almost here. You walk with an open heart. You have the gift of spiritual leadership, and part of the way that your gift of spiritual leadership manifests is through your actions, but specifically the way in which you approach your experiences of life with an open heart. They're even bringing up that you may have even started to wanting to change your wardrobe. They're talking about you trying to find clothing that you feel good in. It's like you have this new identity, but you're not even sure how to wear it or what even feels good from a clothing perspective. Keep trying things on until you do find that one. Again, this is really specific. This is for somebody. They're even talking about that this information is coming through for somebody that's lost a bunch of weight. So there's almost like a foreign experience that you're having with your body that you haven't, the clothing the imagery that I get is like the clothes you have are just too large. They don't quite fit, but the clothes that would fit, you would feel uncomfortable even putting on. Let's see here. What else, Spirit? What else, Spirit? So this is coming through is just an angelic message. The angels just want you to know that they are here. We are here. We are here. Have no fear. Surrender your fear. Surrender to us. Surrender to us. We want you to know that we are here and you are safe. And we are with you always. They just keep repeating that we are here. Is there any other information, Spirit? So I don't, If somebody wants to claim this message, that would be amazing. But clearly somebody's spirit team just felt compelled to come in and kind of hijack, which I think is beautiful, because that's exactly what needed to happen. Let's see here. Is there any other information? They just keep saying that the time is now so the time is now. And they just said that you will know what that means. Is there any other information, Spirit? Again, they're going back to the messaging around you are loved. So, anything else there? No. Oh, it's for you, Miss Molly. Oh, I love that. Well, I will tell you this, it was a very powerful energy that came through just then. And it was a group. I would say, can I get a number? Can I get a number? I see 3 or 4, 3 or 4, 4, 4, 4. Yes? No. 3. I get 3 spirit guides in particular, but a very powerful energy associated to their presence, deep, ancient energy. So, Yen, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Yeah, just very beautiful, light, angelic energy as well. I mean, you are a healer, whether you identify as one or a spiritual leader. Just so everybody knows as well, at 6:30, so in about 50 minutes, Molly, I'm going to actually be joining one of her healing sessions. Gosh, I'm gonna open up my email just so I get the information right. Her company is Bioenergy Healing Source on Tiger Mountain. And I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to be experiencing, but I've talked to a few folks that have gone to one of her classes or courses. I don't know what you would like to call it. And they had miraculous experiences with her. So, just wanted to share that with you. And it's a super affordable. It's $59 for an hour-long healing session. So, thank you both for joining. And there were other folks in here earlier, but especially because tonight went a little bit different. Something that I do want to share though is and Janice will be there too. Okay, cool. And then Janice Stoliarova, and she is an ancient being, and I don't know exactly how she would identify, but she's an excellent dream interpreter. She can move energy specifically. I mean, she is amazing at helping people work through trauma, which we all have. One of my favorite definitions of trauma is not what happens to you, but what we hold inside in the absence of an empathetic witness. And so, let's see. So, but on Thursdays at noon, so earlier today, I do offer free readings for folks. I go live every Thursday. It's 12 o'clock Pacific time. I don't know where you are in the world. It's a half an hour reading that would normally be $87 that I offer for free. And so if you are interested, there should be a link in the description box below where you can send me a message to say, hey, I'm interested in a free channeled reading. And from there, I ask my heart and I ask my stomach, which is my second brain. And I go, how does this feel? And if it feels good, then I proceed. If it doesn't, then I may not be the right resource, or it may just be that we need to connect at a different time. But I would love to, see if your spirit team and mine can connect, and I can get you some messages. I never know what's going to come through. And, that's the beauty of this life that I chose. I used to need a lot of validation. I used to question myself constantly. I was so insecure. I mean, I don't wear makeup. To wear makeup today is like a foreign feeling. But like if you would have known me even 4 years ago, I would never leave the house without makeup on. So how that relates though is with channeling, it's such a freeing experience because I have no control over what comes through. And it's just, I get to just relay these beautiful messages that I don't want to say from a dismissing perspective mean nothing to me because they don't, but they mean everything to you. And the other beautiful thing about my gifts is I have the gift of prophecy. And so a lot of times I'm able to get information about stuff that's going to transpire in the future. So, yeah, send me a message if you would like to connect that way. If you found value in this video and, me just being a human and vulnerable this evening, subscribe, like the video, share it if you feel. And I am going to be, like I said, so on Sunday, I'm not quite sure exactly what I will be going live about, but I will be live at 10 o'clock Pacific time. So it's Thursdays at noon, Sundays at 10. We do have in a couple of weeks, though, I have a guest by the name of Vanessa. She is a psychotherapist who recently had went on a healing journey with ayahuasca. And so we're going to be talking about plant medicine, what that integration of the plant medicine it looks like and how it felt like for her, particularly having the more, I would say, scientific background and connecting that with more of a spiritual experience. How do the two intertwine? And that's going to be, I think it's it's not this Sunday, but the next, the 25th. So, again, thank you all so much. I love you from the very bottom of my heart. And I hope to see you again. Thanks.